Good day and welcome to my YouTube channel where I discuss various mathematics topics and various mathematical concepts. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, please do well to press the subscribe button so I'll be the first to be notified when we upload new videos. If you are seeing us on Facebook, you can follow us on Facebook. So for today we'll be talking about exponents. A very simple topic, just like every other mathematics topic you come across. A lot of people have the idea that math is a very difficult subject, but it's not. I'm going to be showing you step-by-step approach on different mathematics topics. So for today we're going to start with exponents. Exponents. So let's look at the first rule. Like I said, there are about 7 rules of exponents. The first rule says, if you have a raised to the power x multiplied by a raised to the power y, this is the same thing as a raised to the power x plus y. What that means is, if the bases are equal, you take one of the bases and add up both the powers. When we are talking about base, take for example, if you have something like 3 times 3 times 3. This 3 into 3 places, and this is the same thing as writing 3 to the power 3. If you have something like 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, this is 2 in 4 places. This can be written as 2 raised to the power 4. So this one below here and this one here is what is called the base. Why this number above here is referred to as what? The power, or the index, or the exponent. So the first rule says, if the bases are equal, you take one of the bases, then add up the powers. Take for example, if you have 2 raised to the power 5 times 2 raised to the power 5, this one will be 2 raised to the power 5 plus 5. That will be 2 raised to the power of 10. Also, you have something like 4 raised to the power 7 times 4 raised to the power 2. This one will be 4 raised to the power 7 plus 2. And that will be 4 raised to the power 9. If you have something like 2r to the power 8 times 3r to the power 4. You can still make use of the first rule of exponents. First is the coefficient of r to the power 8, and this 3 is the coefficient of r to the power 4. So we'll start by multiplying 2 by 3. Since the base is r and the base is r, take one r. Then according to the first law, when you have multiplication, you add up the powers. You have 8 plus 4. And this one will give us 6r to power 12. Just as simple as that. So even if you have a negative index, say you have, let's say 5 to the power 7 times 5 to the power minus 3. Still the same thing. Since the bases are equal, I'll take one of the bases, which is 5, then we'll add up the power. So in this case, we get 7 plus minus 3. And this one will give us 5 raised to the power. Since this is plus and this is minus, the signs are different, then you have minus. So this one gives 5 raised to the power 7 minus 3, and that will be 5 raised to the power 4. So that's the first law, or the first rule of exponents. Now the second rule that says if you have a to the power x divided by a to the power y, this would be a raised to the power x minus y. It's similar to the first rule, except that the first rule here is multiplication. Then for rule 2 here becomes for division. So if you have multiplication, you add up the powers. If you have division, you subtract the powers. Say for example, if you have 9 raised to the power 7 divided by 9 raised to the power 3, base is 9, take one of the base 9, and I subtract the powers. I have 7 minus 3, then the final answer will be 9 to the power 4. 9 to the power 4. So it doesn't matter the number, so long as the bases are equal. Once the bases are equal, take one of the bases, then you subtract the powers. Similarly, if we have something like this, example 6. Let's say you have 8m to the power 7 divided by 2m to the power 4. So what you need to do is you divide the coefficient first. In this case you have 8 and then you have 2. So I divide 8 by 2. That means this one will give us 8 divided by 2. The base here is m, the base here is also m. I take one of the base, then I subtract the power 7 minus 4. So that this one will give us 4m to the power 3. It's that simple. So that's the second law of exponents, or the second rule of exponents. There's yet another rule, the third rule of exponents, rule 3. Rule 3, that says anything raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. Any number raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. It doesn't matter the number. Once it's raised to the power 0, the final answer must be 1. This rule 3 is actually obtained from rule 2. Let me show you how it's obtained from rule 2. Example, if you have let's say 2 raised to the power 3 divided by 2 raised to the power 3. Now, using the second rule of exponents, this one will give us 2 raised to the power 3 minus 3. That will be 2 raised to the power 0. But then you can decide not to solve using this second rule of exponents, because 2 raised to the power 3 divided by 2 to the power 3 can as well be written in this form. This one is taken as division. And of course, 2 raised to the power 3 means 2 times 2 times 2. And this 2 raised to the power 3 in the denominator equally means 2 times 2 times 2. Now we can cancel out. 2 going here is 1, 2 here is 1, 2 here is 1, and 2 here is 1, 2 here is 1, and 2 here is 1. We have 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. Here we have 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. And 1 divided by 1 is 1. So if we solve in this form, we get the answer as 1. But if we solve using the second rule of exponent, we get the answer as 2 to the power 0. So now that's how we obtain the rule that any number raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. But despite the different approach now, this one is given to 2 to the power 0, giving the answer as 2 to the power 0, and this one is giving the answer as 1. So that means, since from the second law, it says if the base are equal, we subtract the powers, which is what we use here, and then if we use normal division, we get the answer as 1. It means the 2 raised to the power 0 there is equal to 1. So it doesn't matter the number, anytime you solve questions in mathematics, and you come to a point where you have a particular number raised to the power 0, just know that the final answer becomes 1. So like I said, it doesn't matter the number. So take for instance, if you have something like 25 raised to the power 0, like I said, it doesn't matter the number. Once you solve to a point and you have a number raised to the power 0, the final answer is 1. The final answer is 1. So that's the first rule, the second rule, and the third rule of what? Exponents. The first of exponents, it says a raised to the power x multiplied by a raised to the power y a to the power x times a to the power y. They give us a to the power x plus y. That's the first rule. Second rule says a to the power x divided by a to the power y. That will give a to the power x minus y. And the third rule says anything raised to the power 0 is equal to what? 1. Now before I forget, if you are looking for a good training center, if you are preparing for the SAT exam, which is the Scholastic Aptitude Tests, the Graduate Record Exam, which is the GRE, or the GMAT exam, which is the Graduate Management Admission Test. But even if you want to write the IELTS, which is the International English Language Testing System, or the TOEFL exam, which is test of English as a foreign language, you can contact us at Blueprint Academy, which is in Benin City. You can reach us using our WhatsApp number, which is +234 80 368 551 52 +234 80 368 55152. Until I come your way again, I remain your host, Godwin Aride, popularly called Uncle G. Have a lovely day.